In the heart of Weston, West Virginia, stands the Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum, a place where the walls whisper secrets of the past. They say the spirits of the tormented never truly leave, and those who ventured inside after dark swear they've felt an icy presence that defies explanation. What you're about to hear is not just a story, it's based on the chilling history of a real asylum, where thousands suffered and some say still linger. This tale weaves together documented accounts, local legends, and the unsettling experiences of those who dared to explore its haunted halls. Listen closely, because by the end you might wonder if the echoes of Trans-Allegheny are calling you. The air was thick with October mist as Emily and her friends pulled up to the Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum. It was 2025, and the group, 4 college students from Pittsburgh, had booked the 8-hour Saturday night ghost hunt. Lured by rumors of paranormal activity, Emily, a skeptic with a knack for debunking ghost stories, carried a digital recorder, hoping to catch nothing but the wind. Her friends, Jake, Mia, and Lucas, were less certain, their laughter tinged with nervous energy as they approached the looming Gothic structure. Its jagged spires pierced the night sky, and the windows stared down like empty eyes. The guide, a wiry man named Tom with a lantern and a grim smile, met them at the rusted gates. This place was built for 250 patients, but housed over 2,400 at its worst. People died here, some from disease, some from experiments, some from despair, and during the Civil War, soldiers used it as a post. Not everyone left. He paused, letting the words sink in. Stick together. Things move around here. The group entered, their flashlights cutting through the darkness. The air inside was heavy, smelling of mildew and something metallic like old blood. The first hour passed uneventfully as Tom led them through the main ward, recounting tales of lobotomies and electroshock therapy. "This is just a creepy building with a good PR team," Emily muttered. But Jake wasn't listening. His gaze was fixed on a shadowed corner where the wallpaper seemed to ripple, though no breeze stirred the air. They moved to the isolation ward, a long hallway lined with padded cells. The silence was oppressive, broken only by the creak of their footsteps on the warped floorboards. "Did you hear that?" A faint scratching like nails on wood echoed from behind the door. "See, just the building settling." But as she spoke, her recorder beeped, its battery draining from full to empty in just seconds. She frowned, shaking it, but it wouldn't turn back on. That's where they kept Mary. A patient in the 1920s, she scratched at that door for days, screaming about a man in a grey coat who wouldn't leave her alone. They found her dead one morning, claw marks on her arms. Convenient story for tourists, though her voice wavered. As the night wore on, they ventured deeper into the Civil War wing. Rotted cots and rusted muskets littered the rooms, relics of a makeshift barracks. "I swear I saw someone by that window. There's a handprint." Sure enough, a smudged print marred the glass, too large to belong to any of them. Emily's skepticism wavered, but she insisted it was a prank, maybe from another tour group. The clock neared 2 a.m. and Tom led them to the morgue, a cold, tiled room in the basement. The air felt denser here, pressing against their chests. Tom's voice echoed in the silence. "This is where the worst cases ended up. Some say the spirits here don't know they're gone," and as he spoke, a low hum filled the room, like a distant chant. Jake whispered, "You hear that, right?" She nodded, her throat tight. The hum grew louder, forming words they couldn't quite make out. Mia's flashlight died, plunging them into near darkness, save for Tom's lantern. Then a sharp bang echoed from the autopsy table in the center of the room. Everyone froze. The table, rusted and bolted to the floor, vibrated slightly as if struck from below. Emily managed. "That's not possible," Tom said. "I've heard stories, but I've never seen that." He urged them to move on, but Lucas refused, transfixed by the table. Lucas said, "Wait, there's something under it." Before anyone could stop him, he knelt, shining his phone's light beneath. Lucas gasped, "There's a face under there." Emily, heart pounding, looked but saw nothing, just shadows. Tom grabbed Lucas's shoulder, pulling him toward the door. Tom insisted, "We need to keep moving," but as they turned, the door to the morgue slammed shut. No one was near it. Mia sobbed, clinging to Jake, while Emily banged on the door, shouting for it to open. The humming returned, louder, clearer. It wasn't a chant, it was a name, repeated over and over. "Mary, Mary!" The temperature plummeted, and their breath became visible in the dim light. Emily's flashlight flickered back on, revealing a figure at the far end of the room. A man in a tattered grey coat, his face obscured by a shadow. He stood motionless, but his presence, well, it filled the room with dread. Mia screamed, and the figure vanished, leaving only the echo of her cry. The door suddenly swung open, and Tom ushered them out, his lantern shaking in his hand. They stumbled through the halls, the asylum seeming to twist around them. Footsteps echoed behind, too heavy to be their own. Shadows danced on the walls, forming shapes that looked like reaching hands. Emily's skepticism was gone, replaced by raw fear. She clutched her dead recorder, wishing she'd never mocked the stories. They reached the main entrance at dawn, the first light filtering through the mist. Tom locked the gates behind them, his face grim. "You're lucky. Not everyone who sees him gets out." Emily didn't ask who he was. She didn't need to. As they drove away, she glanced back at the asylum. In an upstairs window, a figure stood, a man in a grey coat, watching them go. Back home, Emily couldn't sleep. The recorder, now inexplicably working, played back a single phrase in a voice that wasn't hers. "He's still here." She never returned to Trans-Allegheny, but the whispers followed her, growing louder each night. The Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum still stands, its tours drawing thrill-seekers and skeptics alike. But those who felt its chill, heard its whispers, or seen the man in the grey coat know one thing: some places hold on to their pain,